Welcome back to the introductory section of the Queen's Commerce Admissions Bootcamp, where today we're going to tell you what you can expect from this bootcamp in terms of outline and objectives. So what is the Queen's Commerce Admissions Bootcamp? Well, it's a rigorous online program filled with 10 plus hours of comprehensive video-based instruction, all about enhancing you as an applicant and getting you in, doing everything possible to maximize your chances of admission and candidacy. You'll get additional on-demand one-on-one email support from me, so any of your questions are going to be answered as soon as possible, as well as additional resources, including a student personality test that I built and designed specifically for my students to understand more about themselves, to come across more self-aware and emotionally mature, and to know their brand, as well as a student opportunities database so that students can browse through different extracurriculars that they can get involved in, as well as real essay examples. Now, on the right, you'll see a little bit of an example of what you will have access to in the Queen's Commerce Admissions Bootcamp. It's a beautiful platform, very easy to navigate, and all of these individual modules are video-based, exactly like this from me. And like I said, you'll have access to me one-on-one through email with any questions you might have throughout the course of this bootcamp. So why take this course? Well, guidance counselors are busy people and they're spread thin. The ratio of guidance counselors to students is at an all-time low, and they don't have time to become experts in all of the different application processes across Canada, particularly the competitive ones. In addition, other admissions consultants have less experience than me, yet are more expensive than these admissions bootcamps. I've specifically built these bootcamps so that people like myself, when I was applying to Queen's, could access them. Now, I came from a middle income background. I wouldn't be able to afford me on a one-on-one basis. My one-on-one coaching rates are extremely expensive, in the thousands of dollars. Same with other admissions consultants. But I built this admissions bootcamp because I'm having very similar conversations one-on-one with my clients as what you're going to be accessing in the admissions bootcamp. So it's optimal in terms of value, and I'm the number one consultant that in Canada in terms of expert on the Queen's Commerce admissions process. My process is also proven and consistent. Now, with my one-on-one clients, I have an 80 to 90% success rate every year. That means 80 to 90% of my clients get admitted to the Queen's Commerce program every single year, which is extraordinary results, and it's consistent. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. Every year, that success rate is in the range of 80 to 90%. Now, I also provide rigorous breakdowns of the application, and I know what works and what doesn't work. Now, because I've been doing this for so long, I have a large volume of students, and we've tried many things over the years, and I know trends and consistencies and have noticed things that work and that don't work. So I'm going to be able to share those insights with you. I also provide a money-back guarantee. Now, full transparency, it is a 24-hour money-back guarantee. It's tricky with digital courses because technically you could take all of my course within 24 hours and still request a money-back guarantee. So I am doing this hoping that these are going to be genuine requests that come through. But I do want to offer that because I am so sure that you will love this course that I'm going to give you that money-back guarantee. I do provide limited enrollment. Now, I can't open this up to everyone for two reasons. Number one, if I were to share all of my insights with everyone, that wouldn't give anyone a competitive advantage. So that's the first reason why this is a extremely limited enrollment bootcamp. And number two, I do provide this one-on-one support for my students. It's very important for me that I am hands-on with my students. And so I need to provide limited enrollment and only limit the number of students I work with. Okay, so that is one factor to definitely take into account when considering this bootcamp. Now, who's it for? The ideal group of students would be grade 11 students going into grade 12, or if you are in the early stages of grade 11 and you would like to prepare for what's in store next year, then that's also suitable for you. But the best possible profile of a student would be you're in grade 11 going into grade 12, or you are in the early stages of grade 12, applying obviously to the Queen's Commerce program as your number one choice. Here's a quick student testimonial. So this is harsh. who was admitted to Queen's Commerce. I worked with him through the admissions process. And he said, as a student, I would limit myself to doing just what was asked of me. But as my mentor, Joel, pushed me to think outside of the box and gave me a platform to accomplish great things. With Joel's guidance, I wrote and self-published an Amazon best-selling book on personal finance for teenagers and received an offer from Queen's Commerce. Thank you so much for the help. Here's a parent testimonial. Joel's consulting work with Noah was truly a game changer. He worked with her to develop an X factor and common theme. He then helped her craft all of her personal statements around this theme. The end result was exceptional. Noah was accepted to Queen's Commerce and awarded a scholarship. I told Joel his consulting fee was money well spent long before we learned that she had been accepted. It's true. Right after I finished working with this student, John, the parent, said, this was an exceptional experience. I will recommend you no matter what. So, I mean, it was, these are just two examples, two testimonials, one from a parent, one from a student of the work that I do with my clients. I make sure that everyone develops a unique and authentic and holistic profile so that we're not just editing essays. I'm not just an admissions consultant. I'm a leadership coach. I want to develop my students into the best version of themselves, to become self-aware leaders, and to actually execute on those leadership skills so that you can demonstrate truly and authentically to the admissions committee who you are and what you've done in the world to make you a great candidate for this program. Now, here's the flow of what this admissions bootcamp looks like. There are 4 sections within this bootcamp. Now, this is the last module of the introductory section. Hopefully, you've already gone through the About Queen's Commerce and Meet Your Instructor modules within the introductory section up here. Now, we have 4 other main sections. One is the fundamentals. So there are particular things that you need to learn before you even apply. The next is the skills. So like I said, I want to develop my students into holistic applicants. So that means developing skills that you may not learn in high school or traditional academia, or even in your extracurriculars. Things like self-awareness, things like knowing how to research, things like leadership development and essay writing skills. These skills I have picked and chosen specifically to help you with the admissions process. Now, I've learned these skills specifically in my previous career in management consulting. We were taught many of these skills, from research to communication to leadership. The self-awareness and emotional maturity one is one that I have developed, and all of these I've developed myself. However, this comes from many, many years of being employed with some of the world's leading organizations with the top learning and development departments, and working with the leading professors and researchers in these skills. And I want to give you, my students, all the access to learning these skills before you apply. The next section, section number 3, is the actual application. So I'll provide breakdowns of each and every essay, the overall P&C itself, and specific step-by-step instruction of navigating this platform called Solus, which is archaic and very confusing. The last section is the wrap-up. So I'm going to provide you with just general closing guidance and final advice, as well as additional resources you can use. So like I said, in the first section, fundamentals, we're going to go through exactly what you need to do before you even apply, as well as some admission secrets and past success strategies. So let's look into these modules specifically. So there are 3. Before you apply covers the program requirements, the grade expectations, and anticipated admissions cutoff, the key dates and deadlines that you should stick to, as well as how to navigate the Ontario University Application Center, UAC, as well as net IDs from Queen's Commerce and what are they, the archaic university Solus platform, which can cause many, many headaches navigating and get through and sort of understanding where to find things. The next module, module number 2, is clarifying the cryptic admissions process. So breaking down the admissions process in a very visual and easy to understand method. So that you can gain transparency on what exactly goes on behind closed doors. I know many of my former classmates who have reviewed PSEs. I have spoken to the Queen's Commerce staff and faculty about this. And I used to run and lead student recruitment at this committee called the High School Liaison Committee when I was at Queen's Commerce. So I know what happens. And there's a lot of confusion with students and a lot of contradictory things that I've seen in forums and what students have asked me. So I want to tell you, what the actual truth is. So you don't have to run around and get answers to your questions yourself. It's all here. The third module are admission secrets and past success strategies. Like I said, I've gone through this many, many times, hundreds of times with my students. I know the strategies that work, the mistakes that you should avoid, and case studies with past clients that I can share with you. The next section is skills. So let's go through a little bit more about what these modules entail. So module number 4 is self-awareness and emotional maturity. I want each and every one of my applicants to understand their strengths and their values. I want very articulate clarity on their career direction. So why they're applying to business school, what they're going to get out of it when they graduate, what types of courses they're interested in, etc. How to build their student brand identity so that they're memorable, so that their application stands out amongst all these other applicants who are, believe it or not, very, very similar to you. Now, this brand identity blueprint is a formula that I have built for my students to build their brand identity from the ground up. I also have developed a proprietary student personality test so that you can understand your strengths, your values, your passions, and particular careers that might be a good fit for you in business. The next skill is called research. So I'm going to teach you critical research skills that you need to do before you even apply, before you send in your application, before you start writing these essays. You need to learn how to research, particularly about this program. And not only that, but we need to learn what the admissions committee, what type of research they're going to do on you, and how to sort of safeguard yourself and your digital footprint, if you will, so that you don't get caught by them and their research that they're doing on you. Module 6 covers leadership development. So we're going to talk about what leadership is and how you can demonstrate it in the application. I have a curated list of leadership opportunities across Canada, no matter what your interest and topic of interest is. I have this opportunities database that I've developed over many, many years that has extracurriculars, events, awards, scholarships, anything you can think of, competitions that I would recommend to specific students who are interested in anything from the environment to anything from finance, accounting, marketing, cryptocurrency. Any interest I have opportunities, leadership opportunities that I suggest you get involved in to build your profile in that area. So and I'll also provide real examples of past student leadership initiatives, what I call X factors, that I believe every single student should have when they're applying to the program. The last module number 7 in this skills section, is essay writing essentials. My gosh, I cannot believe how bad students have gotten at writing essays. And so I will actually teach you. I've been developing this course for years and years and years, and I'm finally able to help these students develop great essays. And these aren't academic essays either. These are admissions essays. So I'm going to teach you how to write compelling admissions essays, effective communications methodologies that you can use in this application and also outside of this application, and also essential grammar and punctuation training that you just aren't getting anywhere else. So section number 3 is the application itself. So there are, I believe, 6 modules in this application section. Module number 8 is just an overview of how the Queen's Commerce supplementary application works. Okay, module number 9 is specifically on the personal statement of experience. So I'm going to cover the exact formula and format that I use to complete the Queen's general PSE list section. I'll also share with you a Google spreadsheet template that I've developed that just makes it super easy for you to complete complete your draft of the application online in a Google spreadsheet, so that you can send it to me and collaborate with any questions. If you have a question for me, I want to be able to have access to your PSE so that I can go in and provide a couple comments to you. So and it also counts characters, it also counts words and that type of thing. It's much easier to develop your essays and application in this Google spreadsheet template than in Solus. And believe me, I have refined this template again over years and years, and it's just simple and easy. Module number 10 is PSE essay number 1. It's a breakdown and examples where I'll rigorously analyze this general PSE essay question, and I'll provide specific strategies and a suggested essay structure for you to use. Outside of that, I will also provide 2 real essay examples of what I believe could get you admitted into the program. I'm going to do similar things for the supplementary essay question number 1, as well as the supplementary essay question number 2 for Queen's Commerce. And the last module in this application section is just about submitting your application. So how to go about choosing a strong reference, how to submit successfully on the Queen's Solus platform, and also just when you can expect to get to hear back from Queens in 2020, and also what to do if you've been waitlisted, like what happened to me. I was waitlisted way back in 2006, and what to do if you also get in that situation, which happens more than you might think. Now, with choosing a strong reference, I have a reference request email template that I suggest you use for your references. It is not so rare as you might think for Queen's Commerce to call your references. I remember one year the program director herself called the references of every single student she sent an admission to. So choosing a strong reference is incredibly important. And what I have built is this template, an email template that you can send to your prospective references so that they know every single aspect of your application, as well as questions that they might get asked from Queen's Commerce themselves if they call or email. So the last section number 4, is the wrap up. So 2 simple modules. The first is just like a final advice and closing guidance that I would give to students. So advice to prospective students, including what I wish I knew when applying to university and when entering the commerce program, as well as additional resources that you can use to successfully navigate other application processes that you might be completing. A couple other student testimonials. This is Lexi. She said, Admissions Ally helped me so much on discovering my career interests and redefining my career direction and identity. With his unique experience, Joel became someone I can always look up to when facing critical decisions. His program significantly helped me in my admission to all the universities I applied, including Queen's Commerce. So Lexi was from China. She applied to many universities. Her first time around, didn't get in, including Queen's Commerce. She went to my program and got admitted into every single university that she'd applied to. We did a incredible job at developing her into an exceptional leader. She got an internship in South Africa, and she also climbed Kilimanjaro throughout that year, and that really allowed her to stand out in her application. So Stephanie is another student we worked with. Working with Joel, I launched a nonprofit wheelchair tennis program called Aces on Wheels. I also became a finalist in the TD Community Leadership Scholarship and was a winner of the RBC Scholarship valued at $2,500. I now attend the Queen's Commerce program and obtained an internship after first year with Cisco Systems. Joel has shown me the results of passion combined with work. I now do what I love while striving to make a difference in the world. So that's Stephanie. We helped her figure out what her passion was: nonprofit, sports, giving back to the community. And that's what allowed her to really develop this nonprofit and expand it really successfully across Ontario. And that one was called Aces on Wheels. Now, this last student, Justin, he said the Admissions Ally program is a very intensive process, but what you can get out of it is truly invaluable and will last a lifetime. Like I said, we're developing skills. We're developing the holistic student, not just someone who can, Submit great essays. We want to develop you as a holistic student and as a strong applicant. I was admitted to Queen's Commerce and won Queen's University's prestigious Chancellor's Award, valued at $36,000 over 4 years. Here's another parent testimonial. My husband and I can't thank you enough for all that you've done for our daughter's admission into Queen's Commerce. You have challenged her thinking and writing and pushed her to position her past accomplishments in ways she had not done so previously. You also gave her the confidence and initiative to begin a project that I believe she will sustain and draw further confidence from as well. So those are just a few things that parents and students are saying. You can go on admissionsally.ca/reviews to read more testimonials from clients that I've worked with. Now, last but not least, enrollment is very limited in this Queen's Commerce Admissions Bootcamp, so make sure to secure your spot today. We have comprehensive modules. We have one-on-one support from me, real admission secrets, and boosted chances of your success. Again, there's limited spots available, so if you really want to get into the Queen's Commerce program, I highly suggest you enroll in my Queen's Commerce Admissions Bootcamp to maximize your chances of success. Thanks so much, guys.